Namaste. Thank you for joining. This is a mindful yoga. It's so I made this series called gratitude because as you know that the Thanksgiving is coming and also the Christmas and end of the year. So it's really nice to bring our awareness to that, gratitude to the whole year and also coming year. Then there's a many events or celebration is happening, but one of the events that I like to mention today is it's called Dipali or Diwali. So if you have an Indian family close by or in your neighbor, you might have seen. So just yesterday it started 5 days festival. It's a festival of light. So the light that well, in India I don't know how they do it here, but usually oil lamp, there's a small saucer that they pour the oil and there's a thread to kind of lit the oil lamp. So they decorate their house with the light, so it's a festival of light. Then they clean their house and they decorate. So they invite actually the goddess of prosperity and wealth. So this is well, anyway. So we want to do this kind of bringing awareness of the light and the darkness. This is a season, today is also, it's a foggy, it's not very sunny today. So it's, this season or towards the winter, we have a more cloudy or dark day. And day is short, the night is long. So it's a darkness, the darkest night, it's really good to see the light, you know. And of course, we enjoy the darkness. But traditionally, nowadays, we have a lights everywhere. But those, traditional or ancient time, they didn't have a much of lights, and they have a, stayed quite dark. So dark. Well, anyway, so that's the intention, or we are bringing awareness to the lights, what the lights bring us, and what we are so grateful for the lights, and we enjoy the sunlight too. Anyway, so let's settle into our seat and roll your shoulder back and down a few times. And let's settle into our seat. And maybe use the chin mudra, index finger, thumb tips together. Rest on your knees. And notice the breath coming in through the nose. And going out through the nose. Inhale through the nose, lengthening the spine. And exhale, tuck your navel in and find our center. And inhale, expand. And exhale, ground. So it's really nice to expand or kind of feel outward energy when we have a steady foundation or a sense of the centerness. So we have a foundation or we have a center, so we can expand, we can outwardly express ourselves. Let's continue to breathe this way. Inhale to open and outward, and then each exhalation grounding or find the center. So the Dipali or Diwali, the festival of lights, it's a 5 days festival. Not only Hindus, but other religions and India, usually around India. So actually the festival of lights symbolize the spiritual victory of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance. So we're gonna practice self-reflection on this concept, the victory of light over darkness, or knowledge over ignorance. This festival or this celebration of light offered to us. Let's breathe here for a few more breaths. All right, inhale, hands reach out and up. And exhale, bring your palms together to heart center. And bow your head and set your intention or dedication for today's practice. Let's really open your eyes. All right. So let's come on to the back face. Then your belt is close by so you can easily reach to the belt. And lie down. And you may hug your knee to the chest and gently roll side to side. Then freely move your legs and arms. If you haven't moved this morning yet, maybe you like to kind of like go the tension, or morning always is a tight. While sleeping, our body gets tighter. So let's release it. All right. Then plant your feet down to the mat, bend your knees. Then bring your right hand under the left arm, cross the arm, and kind of hug yourself and get to your shoulder blade. Makes sense? So you are reaching the fingers towards the back or bony part of the shoulder. All right. Then cross your right leg over. Then maybe pointing your toes out, you can kind of release the feet off the mat and point your toes out. All right, and let go, release. Then reach your hands up, palm facing each other. Then kind of lift your head off the mat. And let's see how far you can move your fingers to the ceiling or to the sky. All right, then let's release the shoulder down. Then this time, left hand under the right arm. Then reach your hands out for as much as you can and catch your shoulder. Then your fingers goes back as you can bring. Then this time, left leg over the right. Cross the leg, then point your toes out. And I feel the openness to the back of the body. So it's upper back while doing the arms, then the lower back while doing the legs. One more breath. And release. And let's reach your hands up and legs up. Then circle your ankles. Then circle your wrist. And change the direction. Okay, and release. And let's plant our feet down to the mat. Now we're going to do bridge pose. Hopefully you can see it's kind of dark. All right, inhale, lift your hips up. Tuck your navel toward the spine and move your hips. Now on your exhalation, slowly roll. And let's continue that way. Okay, yeah. Then move your hips up and down with the breath. So you are tucking the navel and yeah, sun is out now. A little bit. I have a foam here. Yeah, so circumambulation has a sum there. Okay, then last one, we want to keep the hips up. Then bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders up. Then squeeze the shoulder blade closer. Then keep your neck long. And great openness to the shoulders and upper back and the front of the chest. Inhale, lift your heels up. Lift your buttock up, squeeze the buttock. Inhale, reach your arms over the head. Then on your exhalation, slowly lower each vertebrae at a time. And wonderful. Drop your knee to the right, then left, alternatively. A nice massage to the buttock and a nice twist to our spine. Now when you are ready, come to the center with the belt. The belt come onto your right foot. Okay? Then stretch your right leg up and stretch the back of the leg, so the hamstring. Always make sure spine straight. Then head is comfortably there, so you are not twisting the neck to one side. So you are in the center. Then gradually straighten your left leg. Then feel the openness to the front of your left leg. Okay? Then let's bend your knees. Or bend your right knee. And inhale, stretch your right leg. Then feel the stretch to the hamstring and the calf back of the knee. And then exhale, bend your knee. Last one, inhale, stretch your right leg up. And then exhale, bend your knee. Then move your knee to the right side. And then inhale, stretch your right leg out, external rotation. So now feel the inner leg stretches. And then bend your knee. Exhale. Then last one, inhale, stretch your right leg out. And feel the inner leg stretches from the right heel, inside of the right heel to the left inner leg, inner heel. And then bend your right knee. Then let's bring your right knee out to the left side, so it's going to be the twist. Then we are stretching out the leg. And a good twist. You can keep your knee bent or stretch your right leg as you like. And stretch your right arm up. Okay, then slowly back to center. And let's switch the belt to your left foot. So the left foot, then the belt. Then again, your head comfortably there, and you are not bringing the neck twist to the one side. It's in the center. Then stretch your left leg and stretch the back of the left. Then on your exhalation, bend your left knee. Now gradually straighten your right leg and feel the gravity and feel the openness to the front of your right hip joint. And then inhale, stretch your left leg. And then exhale, bend your knee. All right. So now let's bring your left knee to the outside. And then inhale. Stretch the left leg out and feel the openness to the inner leg. Wow, I have a tightness this side more than the other side. Then bend your left knee. It's really great to realize or notice things while we are doing a yoga. We move slowly, then we are bringing awareness our body, how our body feels. And every day is different, right? So one day is more tighter than others, and maybe something happens
right? You pour something or you sleep somehow, make it, not so comfortable, and then it's every day changing those things. So it's great to realize. Okay, then bend your left knee and come back to center. Then move to the right side and twist. So these are first step. Really, the first step or beginning of the yoga practice that we realize something in our body. So that's connecting. So you start thinking, oh, right? So those things is a connection, the body, mind are connecting. And then how to make it comfortable to move, right? So you create your way or your own method to cope with the whatever happens, like a discomfort or easy, or today I feel easy on that area. And you kind of find your own way to move your body. So that's why we do the physical movement, the yoga postures. Okay, let's come back to center and let go the belt. And let's hug our knees to the chest and gently roll side to side and make sure our lower back is comfortable for the next one. So next one we're gonna do rocking chair, rock back and forth. So if your lower back is not so comfortable, you don't want to just jump into this move. Then when you are ready, maybe roll up and down. But if you are not ready, maybe roll onto the side and let's sit down. And if you are rocking, roll 3, 2, 1, and come up to the seat. Then tabletop, please. And palms down, and just placing this way. Palms under the shoulder, knees under the head. Somehow today I feel that my ear is dry. So if you cannot see it, but hope you can. All right, then stretch your right leg back, please. Then ball of the right foot down. Yeah, let's stretch the back of the right leg. Remember, whenever we have a palms down, we are opening the fingers wide and root of your each finger is down. So if this is too much for you, you can place the block under your palms or something soft under. More hard floor or hard surface will be the painful. Okay, so if you are okay, let's use the core to lift your left knee up. Maybe knee towards the chest. And then one more breath. And then exhale, release left knee down. Then left foot come outside of the mat and right hand to the sky. Maybe keep your right foot down or right leg up. Then maybe right hand goes over the head, it's a horizontal. And feel the stretch to the right side, especially the right hip joint. And inhale, open the chest, open the heart. And then exhale, let's bring your knee to the elbow. One more time, inhale, stretch. Exhale, knee to the elbow. And then hands goes over the head. Stretch, right foot come down. And then gradually bring your right hand down to the mat and tabletop. And then maybe downward facing dog or child pose. So if you want to take a break from the list, come to child pose, sitting down, and if you are okay, you may lift your hips to downward facing dog. Connecting with the breath. And slowly come up to tabletop. Come to tabletop. Knees down, palms down. Then now let's do the left leg back. Then both of the left leg push back. So we are stretching the left calf and hamstring. Then if you are okay to do some more core, you can bear the weight to the palms, lift your right knee towards the chest. One more breath. And then exhale. Right knee down and right foot outside of the mat, left hand to the sky. Then you may lift your left leg or maybe left foot come down onto the mat. Sun is out here. Then left hand over the head. And feel the stretch to the left side of your body. So you can keep your foot down or lift it. And inhale, stretch. Then exhale, bring your knee to the elbow. So we are opening the hip and also work for the oblique. Inhale, stretch. Then exhale, knee to the elbow and stretch. Then place your left foot down, left arm reach over the head. Let's open. Then looking up, and if you can open the heart, open the chest. And then exhale, slowly coming down. Palms down, knees down, child pose or downward facing dog. So how you want to be here. Maybe resting your wrist, maybe lifting the hips to relax your head. If you are in a child pose, come up to downward facing dog. Yeah, wonderful. Then let's gradually walk forward, soften your knees, and walking towards your leg. Hands. Then bend forward, soften your knees, round your back. Maybe grab your elbows, then maybe swing side to side. Or maybe just be here. And I feel the openness to the back line of the body. And the lower back. And then your head, relax. One more breath. Alright, soften your knees. Then round your back. Let's slowly come up. Please stand. Okay. We are standing here. Then feet hip distance apart. Inhale, hands reach out and up. Then grab your elbows, please. Inhale, lift your elbows up and lengthen the side of your body. Now on your exhalation, bend your knee, drop your elbows, swing your arms up and down. And just relax your arm. Maybe you like to do slow movement. One more time, inhale, hands reach out and up. Then grab your elbows. So in this pose, again, we are paying attention to how our pelvis is doing. So not pushing your belly forward or around in the back, and try to see if you can bring the pelvis in the center, that the neutral position. And bringing the elbows up. Now on your exhalation, drop your elbows and swing your arms side to side. All right. So let's face to, well, I am facing aside, but the face to the front of the mat and bring your feet together and palms together to Hasana. So we want to do the Surya Namaskaram Sun Salutation. So here we go. It's a gratitude and thankful for the sun. And we are so grateful that the sunlight is there, right? Every morning it's kind of I don't know. So I feel that every morning I kind of wait the sunlight to come up, sunrise. It's kind of exciting to have a sunrise from the darkness. Then I don't know, that's how, people really feels that way. But I definitely like to see the sun light. All right. I'm sure the ancient time it was like that.
Okay, let's take a big inhale, hands reach out and up, palms together at the top. If you can look up, gaze up. Then on your exhalation, bend your knees and bend forward. Use your hands out, then open your chest. Inhale, hands come onto your leg and top of your head forward. Then exhale, bend your knee, bend forward. Then slowly back, palms down to the mat, step back. You may have a plank pose or you may bring your knee down to the mat. Your choice, make sure your wrist crease line is parallel to the front edge of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Then exhale, bend your elbows, belly down to the mat. Inhale, let's do cobra. Point your toes, squeeze the buttock, then press the ass away and lift your chest. Then exhale, downward facing dog. You can come from tabletop to lift your hips. And let's notice the breath, smooth and steady. And one more breath. Okay, inhale forward. And then exhale, walk towards your hand, feet together. Inhale, half and left. And exhale, bend your knees, head down. Inhale, strong leg, we want to rise up. So really grounding the feet and strong leg and gathering the legs together so that we have a strong posture, hands reaching. And then exhale, palms together, the hands. Let's continue. Inhale, hands reach out and up. Exhale, swan dive down, bend forward. Inhale, half and left. So now right leg goes back. So if you like, you may have the block side by side to come to runner's lunge. So runner's lunge, right leg back. Then check to see if your left knee is not go beyond your left toe. You can bring your right knee down if you like. Or maybe lift it. Okay. Then bring your hands down, step back. You can come to tabletop or downward facing dog. Or maybe plank to chaturanga. Then you're gonna do cobra if you're okay. And then come to table or downward facing dog. So there's a lot of choices. So you are the one choosing what pose or what sequence or what goes next according to your condition. I'm suggesting many different options. So choose the best one for you. Okay, if too much to your wrist or palms, take it easy in the tabletop. Okay, now let's bring your knee down to table. Then step your right foot forward. Then again, you can use the block side by side. So this time left leg back. You can lift your left knee or you can keep your left knee down. Then let's come lower. Yeah. Cindy, come lower, hands down. Yeah, lower. This is a runner's lunge. Runner's lunge is a handstand. Okay, one more breath. Then let's bring the knee down, step back to tabletop or downward facing dog or plank pose. You may go through vinyasa or just staying there to table or downward facing dog. Okay. So wherever you are, let's take a big inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. One more time, inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. Right. Let's
Look forward. Then gradually walk towards your hand. Feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, bend forward and relax your head. And then inhale, let's come up. Standing up. Your hands reach out and up. Then exhale, bring your palms together to heart center. Okay, so now we want to use the wall, or maybe you can choose to be in a floor or in a space center of the room. So if you are using the wall, I will suggest the corner of the wall and kind of a cover with the mat. So the where you wanna heel comes, it's a soft. So let's stand the buttock. I mean, if you are on the wall, buttock comes down, then feet is under your buttock or the pelvis. Then let's stand here. Then notice if you can place the shoulder blade onto the wall. Then stand nice and tall. And if you are in the middle of the room, just to be there, standing. And the feet together. Oh, let's do the feet and hip distance apart. Now we gonna, if you are using the wall, bring your left heel to the edge of the wall and the mat. I mean, wall and the yoga mat. Then move your right foot gradually forward. Make sure your right toe is facing forward. So gradually you are creeping the foot forward. We want to come to warrior one. So if you know the warrior one, now how far you can be in feet, if you know it, just come to the warrior one. But you know how you want to judge that how far your feet should be? When you bend your knees, your knee should be over your ankle or the foot. But if you have a too short stance, your knee comes forward, then that's too short. Okay, then let's reach your hands up. Ground your feet. So if you have a wall, it's easier for us to have a support. You can ground the foot or heel to the edge of the wall. Then you can push slightly and move the left pelvis forward. Okay. Now let's bring your right hand under the left arm. So since I am using a wall, I can stay here longer. So if you are not on a wall and get tired, you can always come up a little bit, then rest and come again. All right. So squeezing the elbows closer. And then we're gonna change the hands to like an eagle hands, pointing the fingers up. Inhale, lift your elbows. And then maybe straighten your leg looking up. Feel the openness to the upper back. Then on your exhalation, bend your right knee. And then elbow come a little bit lower. So elbow, shoulder height. Then let's do one more time. Lift your elbows up and maybe gazing up, straighten your leg. And then exhale, coming lower. You may feel the openness to the shoulder. Okay? And then inhale, stretch your leg. Then let's pivot. So we're gonna face to the left side. Then pivot your feet and toes pointing forward where you are looking at. So my buttock is to the screen, but sorry. Then if you are using the wall, you can place the foot out the edge of the foot on the wall. Inhale, lift your elbows, gaze up. Then on your exhalation, bend your knees. Then bend forward. Keep your knees bent. Or maybe straighten your leg. Maybe hands come, but still, same leg, same hand. You can use the block to rest the hand. One more breath. Alright, bend your knees, please. Then inhale, strong leg, then rise up. Okay, let's release your arms. Then let's move the hands out and back. Interlace your fingers, sorry, my back here. And inhale, pull your hands back. So squeezing the shoulder blade closer. And maybe gazing up, open the chest. Then let's move your hands to the left side and tilt your head to the right. If this is too much, you can keep your knees bent. Then come to center. Then the other way, hands to the right and tilt your head to the left. Then come to center. And let's release it. Okay, now gradually bring in the foot closer. Then let's stand. Then if you have a wall behind you, buttock on the wall, and let's stand here. Okay, then move your foot away from the wall. So as if you are resting. So we are coming to chair pose. If you are in the middle of the room, you can use the block between the thighs. While still, if you are still on the wall, you can use the block too. So so make sure your knee doesn't pass the toes. So we are coming to that chair. So if you have a wall, you can press the back, lower back, then shoulder blade, upper back, press down. Make sure your yoga mat doesn't sit on the floor. And then keep your back straight, nice and long, and squeeze the block. Of course, on the wall, you can stay longer here. All right, one more breath. And then gradually release it. And if you are in the center of the room, bend forward. If you are on a wall, like on a block, just drop your head and your buttock is resting on the wall. And relax your head. Soften your knees. Let's take here for one more breath. Okay, soften your knees, round your back. Let's slowly come up. Okay, so now we want to do the other side. So the other side is if you have a light heel, come onto the wall. Then, okay, so heel to heel, hip distance apart or close to it. Then heel ground and gradually moving the left foot forward. Then we are coming to warrior one. Then when you bend your left knee, need to go same direction. You can keep your hands on your hip to start. Then when you decide where your foot is going to be, then with your hands. Then bend your left knee, left toe go same direction, and use your right foot to ground in the right foot, move your right hip forward, open your right hip joint. Then now left hand comes under the right arm, left hand under, touch your shoulder. Okay, then change to eagle hand. Point your fingers up. Yeah, so interlace your fingers across. Inhale, lift your elbows up, maybe stretch your leg. And looking up, and then exhale, sinking in. Okay, one more time, inhale. Lift your elbows, stretch your leg.
I'm gonna exhale, sinking in warrior one. All right, inhale, stretch your leg. Then now let's face to the right side of the mat. Then outer edge of the right foot come onto the wall. Then point your toes forward. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Then exhale, bend your knee, let's bend forward. Keep your knees bent, or you can rest your hands on a block, or maybe head rest onto the block. And we are stretching the back line of the body, and also opening the shoulders. One more breath. Okay, bend your knees, please. Then we wanna gradually rise up. Wonderful. Then let go the hands. Inhale, hands reach up to the sky. Then grab your elbows, please, now opposite the elbows. And then left. Okay. So now point your toes out. Then maybe you can just stay here or lift your heels. So just a challenge here, the balance. Yeah, so lift your heels if you like, and lifting up and balancing. One more breath. And then gradually release and let go your hands. Okay, bring your feet closer and let's shake the hands. Let's do the swing in the arms, wrap around the waistline. Soften your knees. Then tapping your waistline at the back and tapping in front of the belly. And if you like, do Kapalabhati for exhalation. Let's do exhale, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gradually back to center and your shoulder feels good. All right, so slowly let's come onto the mat and sit down. Let's come to the seat. And then point your toes and flex. So you're pointing your toes and flex. Then point your toes and hands reach up. Then on your exhalation, bend your knee and push your heels out, flex and bend forward. Then let's do one more time. Point your toes, hands reach out and up. Then exhale, push your heels, bend your knees, bend forward. So let's stay here. So use the belt. And then roll your shoulder back and down. And let's open the back line of the body. It's interesting that now I am, so the concept of the light and darkness and shadow and light, it's interesting that it's too much light actually make it white and you cannot see. And also if you face to the sun, you cannot see, right? Then when you step into the darkness, you can see a little bit better sometimes, right? So it's like in our life or in our, within ourselves, like a character or personality, and everybody has a light and darkness. So it's not, well, to me, it's not exactly, black and white. There's some gray area and some place that there's a color to it. So really cannot say if that's good or bad. And sometimes using the light, we can see better, but sometimes we use the shade to see what's happening really in our life. With too much light, we get blinded. I mean, there's a lot of metaphor in this talk, but
It's interesting to think about it. So it's not all good or bad to, you cannot categorize clearly that way. Okay, now let's release it. Then we're gonna come down onto the mat. Then use the block and we're gonna lift our legs. So what we're gonna do is it's called bharatanatyam. The block under the buttock and lift the legs. And then you can kind of point your toe, flex or circle your ankles if you like. Now if you like, you may open the legs wide and then close. So when you do open legs and close, our intention is when you open the leg, kind of notice it's called abductor muscle. It's an outer leg muscle. So you can slowly or you can control manner to open. Then when we bring your legs in, use inside of the thigh muscle, which is called adductor. So you are in control, slow motion. When you are slow, you use more muscle. We are not using the momentum. Just notice. Then open other way, front and back. Okay. Then bend your knees, please, and plant your feet down. So hope you have a block under. So you may keep that the shortest height of the block, or you may change to the middle height. Then just relax here, but make sure you are comfortable at your lower back. Sometimes you can move the shoulder or upper part, upper body to a little bit more space away from the block. So that's create more space to the lower back. Then if you are comfortable one leg straight, so the purpose here is to stretch the hip flexor, the psoas. Then we switch. So some people likes to do both legs straight, but I'm a little bit concerned my lower back, so I don't do at the same time. But if you are comfortable doing so, or if you like doing it, do so. And let's release. So plant your feet down. So carefully squeeze the buttock and lift and let go the block and slowly bring the buttock down to the mat. And let's hug your knees to the chest and gently roll side to side. Okay, let's do the hammock pose. So big loop of the belt and light foot first and ahead. And let's lean to the belt so we can have a good stretch here. So your leg is pulling your head up. Then you are letting your weight to the belt. So your head is heavy. You're in a belt. So your right leg, back of your right leg stretches. Okay. Then let's gradually release the head. Then move your leg out. Maybe you find a little more flexibility. You increase the flexibility during the class. So we do the same thing at the beginning of the class. So we are stretching the inner leg. Then let's bend your right knee, twist. Right leg goes to the left side, straight or keeping your knee bent. Then spread your right arm out and feel the openness to the chest area. It's a great to kind of increase the flexibility around the lungs. I think we have talked the last month as well. But when we have a tendency of rounding our back and collapsing the lungs area, those muscles supporting the lungs or helps to, the inhalation. So inhalation needs to expand this area. But those muscle is not in work, the condition, it's hard to breathe properly. So it's great to stretch and increase the flexibility there. Okay, and back to center, and let's do hammock pose on the left side, left foot and hand. It's a very interesting way that we are creating the space to stretch. We are using the gravity. We are against in the gravity, lifting the legs up. But with the support of the bed, we can just hang between. The hammock is we are hanging in between. Find the space between shoulder and the head. You may notice if you want to have a more stretch onto the leg area, you are really letting go your head down, right? Now when you want to have a more stretch to the neck area, you are kind of legs are pulling the head. So you can change that dynamic, which side you are more giving the weight. Then gradually we're gonna release only head and hold the belt with your left hand. Then head nicely rest on the mat and open to the left side. And open the inner leg. And then let's switch to twist. Switch the hand. Left leg goes to the right side. You can bend your knee or straight. Then spread your left arm out and open. Then gradually back to center. Let go the belt, Shavasana. Lie down to the mat, please. Close your eyes. And if you are cold in your space, maybe put something over. And let go all the tension and release.
And feel the gravity. Let go your body just sinking into the earth. We are so thankful. We have a nice support underneath the earth. Actually, under the earth, it's a darkness. Right? Then in the sky there is the light. But we are here between the earth and sky, and between the darkness and the light. And again, that's metaphor. But in the darkest night, just imagine we have a really dark place, darkest night. So nowadays we have lights everywhere in the city or residential area. But when we go out in the countryside where it's really dark and there's no moon, and it's more dark. When we can't see, when it's dark, we can't see our path. So we may lose our way or we may fall. So that place always associated with fear. We have a fear of darkness because we can't see, because we don't know what's there in the darkness. So sometimes we have fear of wilderness, and maybe unknown things may happen. That may be associated with the injury or death, sickness, when we have fear of losing our life. So in that situation, in the darkest night, the light really stands out, and we really appreciate the light. So spiritually, there is a darkness, and we fear for many things. And the light shines in our mind and heart, helps, and we are thankful for the light. And that's how morning comes, and we are grateful. The day starts again. And gradually, we are bringing awareness to the feet and toes and small movements. And let us make the movement a little bit bigger and gradually bigger, and reach our hands over the head. Let's stretch from toes to fingertips. Let's take a big inhale, stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth, exhale. Bring your knee to the chest. Give a nice hug to yourself. Thanks to your body and mind. And roll on to the side. And then gradually bringing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. Let's together big inhale, hands reach to the sky. Gathering all the happiness, peace, and positive thought and seal to our heart. Palms together to heart center. And keep this quiet mind, peaceful breath with you. and be conscious of your thought, action, and words towards more compassion to others. And thank you very much for letting me guide us through your practice and sharing your time together. Namaste. Thank you.